Valorant originally launched in its beta phase back in April of 2020, and although there have been quite a few changes since then, the game is still very similar to what it used to be over 3 years ago. However, there are some things that didn't make it into the later patches of Valorant, and some things that didn't even make it into the beta test. From early rank concepts to later scrapped skin designs, these are Valorant's lost ideas. Agent releases are always exciting for the community. However, there are times when Riot would scrap an agent while it was still late in development. One of these times would be for an agent known as Shatter. Shatter was an agent that was data mined back in Valorant's closed beta. There wasn't much information surrounding him other than that he had the ability to clone himself and explode the clone on command. It was originally widely speculated that Shatter was simply a prototype for Phoenix. However, Morello would later clarify on stream that Shatter was actually a prototype for a different agent.
Was Shatter an early version of Phoenix? No, Shatter was a different early prototype.
Considering Shatter's clone ability bared a striking resemblance to Yoru's fake out ability, it'd be safe to assume that Shatter was actually just an early prototype of Yoru. However, a tweet later made by Morello stated that Shatter was a cancelled character altogether, so it's likely that Yoru's fake out ability was just heavily inspired by the scrapped agent. Most people probably already know that the Radiant rank was originally called Valorant back in closed beta. However, before closed beta, the top rank was originally known as Eternal. Unfortunately, a tweet made by ValorLeaks is the only piece of information available about Eternal, so it's unknown why this rank was scrapped and later replaced with Radiant. But just like how Eternal was scrapped, so were the original rank names. Right before closed beta, Valorant's ranks were called something else. They were originally known as Mercenary, Soldier, Veteran, Hero, Legend, Mythic, and Immortal, with Immortal being the only rank name to stay in the current game. Although the rank icons look the same as they do today, the colors were originally flashier. However, just like the Eternal rank, it's still unclear on why these rank names were scrapped, though it's possible Riot wanted to simply make the rank names more similar to the ones on League of Legends. Valorant's closed beta has slightly different icons for guns than what released in the final game. However, during Valorant's early development, the icons and names for the guns were widely different to what we have today. It seems like Riot was originally going for a more realistic name for Valorant, somewhat similar to CSGO. It's interesting to note that the only gun name that made it into the final game was the Operator. Unfortunately, this single image seems to be the only information available about the early gun names and icons. The Oni skin line is arguably one of the most popular skins in the entire game, and the release of the Oni 2.0 was incredibly hyped. However, the Oni 2.0 skin bundle was originally meant to have a Sheriff rather than a Frenzy. In a short video posted by the official Valorant account, the Oni Sheriff's pullout animation looked a little too comedic, and so it was scrapped and replaced with the Frenzy.
The consistency that we have with all of the Oni weapons is the face that's in the back. And I think we played around with the idea of Sheriff, and it would be like, well, what would be the face back there? And it was like a very comical, in a way, like mask that you had the nose that you would pull back whenever you would go to equip it. And it started to dip into this realm of comedy that we felt wasn't appropriate for the skin line, so we pulled away from that and changed it for a Frenzy.
It's kind of unfortunate that the skin was scrapped, as the design of the Oni Sheriff looks incredible and would have probably been preferred by most players over the Frenzy. Ideas and concepts in games are scrapped all the time. However, some of these would have been interesting to see had they made it into Valorant. I personally think the Oni Sheriff should have made it into the final game. However, feel free to comment what concept from this list you would have liked to seen added.